Hi, today I'm working on a Baker Furniture fruit inlay sunflower side table. It has broken leg and the top of it is in pretty rough shape. It's just had a lot of water damage and bleaching and just basically the normal top abuse. So we're going to fix it up today. Must have took quite a hit to get that to go. Alright, well, let's get busy. I'm making a block to be able to clamp the leg to the table. Because it has a curve to it, I have to make a curved block and screw it to the leg to properly attach it and glue it correctly. So that's what I'm doing here. I put a piece of leather in between it, kind of help pad it a little bit when I clamp it on there and screw it on there. And it's easier to fix a small hole from a screw than it is to fix an improper glue job. So this is me screwing the block on, and then I clamp it before I glue it just to make sure everything works good. And it worked really well. So I'm going to get ready to do a glue up. And I used a syringe to fill the leg up. I could get it apart, but not enough to get it off because the way it was broken, it wouldn't slide out of there without me doing more damage to it. So I chose just to open it up because it had a good opening enough to get the syringe in with glue. And so there'll be plenty of glue. Here I'm just making sure that the glue's cleaned up, that it's squeezed out. I've got a nice fit on the leg. Really happy with the way it worked out. I'm setting the plate back in place. And then I'll go ahead and let her dry up until tomorrow morning. See you then. Well, good morning. All right, we're back to this table, baker table, sunflower baker table. And I'm going to be taking the clamp off this morning. Let's do that now. Oh, hey, princess. Okay. Everything good here. Come right off. Nice. And you can see, turn this a little bit. There's just a minimal hole there, a little bit of cleanup from some glue. I didn't notice until just now that you really couldn't see the hole because of the angle, so I apologize. All right, let's see if we can't put some wax in that, if I can do this correctly. A little wax up, put it up in there, and get a little more on there. Okay, let that sit for a second to dry, and I'm going to rub it off with a cloth. Hopefully it'll be pretty close to the right color. And it's not, it's a little red. You can see that very well. Okay, here I'm taking the bottom off. That way I'll be able to work on the top a little bit easier and, you know, don't do any damage to the leg I just repaired. So I set it off to the side and just worked on the top. All right. You can see on this right here how it's come away from the side. I don't know if you can see that too well. I'm trying to get in there. So we'll need to be very careful and shave a little bit off of this to bring it back tight again, because the wood has shrank. We want to make it look good. Alright, let's get to it. I'll start taking these screws out very carefully. Proper screwdriver. Okay, take this off and put it in a safe place. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. I had no idea that Baker used particle board in the makings of their stuff. Well, let's get this top taken care of. It's pretty rough, you can see. Sorry about the glare, shop glare. Here I'm just using a basic stripper. I make sure I got my protection on, my eye protection, my gloves, and apron. I got plastic down for any spills because I have animals in the yard. Now I'm letting it set for 15 minutes and scraping it very gently afterward to get the finish off, and being very careful. Very gentle. I'll get some mineral spirits and clean up the rest of this. Feel a little in there. Try and see what we got. Got tools. They suggested a plastic trowel. I just didn't have one, so I was just extra careful. All right, next step. Okay, back in the shop. I've got, I sanded it with a 320. And it turned out pretty good. After I cleaned it with mineral spirits, there wasn't nothing left on it. I just gave it a good light sanding, actually, but good sanding. Make sure it was nice and smooth. Now we get on to the next stage. I also let it dry overnight. Okay, this is our first coat of polyurethane. Let that dry up good. And come back out, give it a good sanding, and put a few coats on and make it nice and depthy. Is that a word? Okay. I used Helmsman polyurethane in the can because the job was so small. Today I'm going to use a little 320. And it turned out really nice. No blemishes. I'll go from inside to outside. Yeah. All right, this is the process completed 3 more times. So I put 4 coats all together, sanding and applying the polyurethane and sanding and applying the polyurethane. All right, today this top is got a beautiful finish on it. So we're gonna put the brass band back on in a new position because the old holes are just blown out. So I can move this just a hair to one side or another and get it anchored on pretty good again. Because some of them were loose, just stripped out. I'm surprised all the screws were still in it. So let's see if I can get something like this to kind of help me hold it on until I get it attached. Here we go. Don't careful not to over tighten. So using these clamps to bring them tight seems to be working good. So okay, that's not good. Okay. All right, let's get there and move this over here. Here. Not scratch it. And again, careful not to over tighten. It strips out easy. Get this off, nice and tight. Stayed nice and tight. That stayed nice and tight. Excellent, excellent. So, it doesn't go together. I need to take just a hair off of there, just to bring this in. The rest of it's nice and tight. Nice and tight. Okay, let me work on that and I'll be right back. Okay, check it out. Hold up again. The last screw in here. All right, I'm gonna just polish the edge a little bit. Just kind of impregnating a piece of Levi, a little bit of polishing compound. You get polishing compound. The green is pretty good. I use the green and the blue and the white. And then sometimes I use the rouge. I need to get stuff taken care of quick. All right. And I just take it. Just okay. See if I get getting this base on. All right. All right. I got the top flipped upside down with a little bit of protection on it, and it's I'm gonna start putting the screws back in. So I had it marked over here with a very small mark where they go. Pop these back in. Tighten these up a little. I'd say pretty good job. Turned out really nice.